Hello, my dears. How are you doing today? I hope you're well. Well, today Grandma wants to read you another story. This one is called Franklin is Bossy. This is a story from my kids many, many years ago. Franklin the turtle. See that turtle? Had zippers and buttons. He could count by twos and tie his shoes. He had lots of friends and one best friend named Bear. There he is over on this side. There he is. They played tag and marbles, hopscotch and ball. But one day, something awful happened. Franklin and Bear had a fight. You ever disagree with your friends? Maybe your siblings? Have a fight with them? It was a steamy summer morning. Franklin told his friends, "Let's play marbles." And they did. After a while, Franklin said, "I'm tired of marbles. Let's have a race." See all Franklin's friends there? The bear and a duck and a fox and a rabbit and a beaver and a goose. He has lots of wild woodland friends. "You always pick the games," grumbled Bear. Franklin paid no attention. They started to run. Bear was in the lead. Goose followed close behind. Franklin saw that he was losing and cried out. There he is, way at the back. What do you think Franklin's going to say next when he sees he's losing? "Slowest one wins," as he crawled across the finish line last. "That's not fair," said Bear. Franklin ignored him. "I'm tired of running. Let's play baseball." Franklin was just full of ideas. Bear did not put on his mitt. He did not put on his cap. He was mad. "It's too hot. I don't want to play," said Bear. "Me neither," said Beaver. "It's not too hot," said Franklin. "Is too," said Bear. "Is not," said Franklin. "I don't want to play with you, Franklin," shouted Bear. "And I don't want to play with you either," Franklin shouted back. They're having a fight. Bear doesn't want to do what Franklin wants to do. Franklin stomped all the way home. "What's wrong?" asked his father. "There's no one to play with," answered Franklin. "Maybe your friends will come by later," said Franklin's father. "Maybe," he said. He didn't show you that picture of Franklin walking off home after he and Bear have had their fight. In his room, Franklin built a castle. He made a cape to be brave in. He made shields and swords and suits of armor. He drew pictures. He played house. He read stories. He played by himself for 1 whole hour. And then he didn't know what to do. See all those toys that he has in his room? You have lots of toys in your room? But he played by himself for a whole hour. And then he couldn't figure out what to do next. So Franklin went looking for company. His friends were in the river cooling off. "Are you still hot?" he asked. "No," they answered. "Then let's play ball," said Franklin. He still wants to play baseball, doesn't he? At least now his friends have had a chance to cool off. Before anyone had a chance to say a word, Franklin started giving orders. "Bear, you play first base. Goose and Beaver, you go to the outfield. I'll be the pitcher." No way, shouted Bear. I don't want to play with you. You are too bossy. All of Franklin's friends nodded. Bear's right, they said. Franklin turned his back and went home. There he is walking home. His friends don't want to play with him because he's being too bossy and ordering them around. There was no one to play with and nothing much to do, so he helped his father all afternoon. They weeded the garden and washed the floors. They made supper for Mole because he was sick. You're a good friend, Mole told Franklin's father. On the way home, Franklin asked, do you and Mole have fights? Sometimes, said Franklin's father, but we always make up. Franklin spent the rest of the day helping his father do chores around the house and helping out a friend. Franklin played alone for another whole day. He missed Bear and all his friends, and he had lots of time to think. He would go to Bear and apologize. Franklin and Bear met on the bridge. I was going to your house, said Franklin. And I was going to your house, said Bear. I'm sorry, said Franklin. It was all my fault. No, it was my fault, said Bear. Mine, said Franklin. No, mine, said Bear. They're starting to have a fight again, trying to decide whose fault the fight was. Stop, shouted Beaver, who was listening under the bridge. This is silly. Beaver slapped her tail so hard that Franklin and Bear jumped. Then they started to giggle. There's Beaver. She's under the bridge. She thinks all that arguing, fighting is silly. Friends? Asked Franklin. Friends, said Bear. Now they're smiling, and Beaver is smiling too. They quit fighting, and they're going off together. Let's see if I can move it this way too. Beaver wanted to play baseball. Bear and Goose and Duck agreed. They were picking teams when Franklin insisted on being the pitcher again. All together, his friends shouted, "No fair, Franklin." Franklin knew they were right. He couldn't always be pitcher. It was his turn to play in the outfield. And to learn not to be so bossy. And it wasn't so bad, for although Franklin didn't catch a single ball, he did catch lots of flies. And that's what turtles like to eat, isn't it? He got to eat lots of flies. And so, just like Franklin, we have to learn not to be bossy and take our turns and ask our friends what they would like to do too. And if we do something that hurts their feelings or causes a fight, we can apologize and become friends again. So, I hope you enjoyed that story and that you can learn not to be bossy and to be friendly and share. Remember, Grandma loves you. Bye.